get after it.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right.
You ready?
I'm ready. Yeah.
You got everything you need?
I do. Yeah.
Good evening and welcome to another high-energy Zone 2 cardio experience. We like to call it living well together.
Big life in a small town.
That's us. Yep. So today, well, last time we talked about we were going on the aging process. You had recently had a birthday.
Exactly.
You were talking about how the body ages and what to do chemistry-wise and what do hormones do and how do we burn fat, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
You know, we get a little blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. But
In fact, I think everybody who comments blah, blah, blah should go into a drawing for some kind of fabulous prize.
we love giving away prizes. I love it.
Just a
Comment
hunch.
blah, blah, blah.
Yes, everybody who comments blah, blah, blah
We'll come up
on
with
this
something.
episode goes into some, yes, there will be a prize of some kind.
We did that game giveaway. And that was so fun. And I just love seeing all the games that everybody wanted. It was super cool. So Amazon sent those out, but we'll come up with something different. We won't do games.
Yeah.
But we'll
Give me some blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That's how you get entered to win.
Yeah, it might be like a basket.
Or a cruise.
No.
A car.
No
You
cruises.
get a car.
No
You get a
cars,
car.
no cruises.
But
Don't
let's
do that.
talk about, because we kind of cut short on
We didn't
some
even really talk about
suggestions.
food or anything in the last episode.
Right.
And that's okay. Like people can go back
Everything's
in
okay. We
different
can do what we want.
back in to other episodes or reach out, if you need some basic guidelines for nutrition. I am happy to share what seems to work the best for most people, blah, blah, blah. But the thing that I despise the most is exercise. Completely honest. You are such a good exerciser. You are committed. You are consistent. And it inspires me, but I still
Inspires you while you're
just
on the couch.
do my thing.
And it's your desk
Now-
or in that chair.
I do that. That is a lot of what happens in my life.
Yes.
My brain is always exercising.
Your brain is very gymnastic. However.
But this other part, everything from the neck down is like, oh, please, no.
Yeah.
But what I do, and we'll hit on this, but finding ways to implement where we're at. We like to start with where we're
You're
at.
the least athletic woman I have ever known.
I can play tennis, so I'm a good tennis player. I can keep up.
You're actually a really good athlete.
I'm not. I don't. I
was just trying to talk you into it.
Never consider myself an athlete or a camper.
You're an athletic supporter.
I will keep that title. That's perfect. But there's a trending exercise philosophy going around right now called Zone 2 cardio.
Zone 2.
Zone 2 cardio. Let me give you the actual.
How does Zone 2 why is it better than Zone 1?
I don't even know that there is a Zone 1 cardio.
There's got to be, because you can't have a second zone if you don't already have a
maybe
first zone.
somebody came up with it. But what it is just low to moderate intensity. In Zone 2. Oh, that's true. Yes, that makes sense, Graham. Yeah, because we'll explain in a second.
There's actually 7 zones, but Zone 2 is the best for reasons we're about to explain.
So it's low to moderate intensity movement where your body is working but not struggling.
Mm-hmm.
It's the sweet spot where you can still talk in short sentences, breathe through your nose most of the time, and feel steady instead of wiped out.
Okay.
So if you think intentional movement, not punishment workouts. And I know that there's a whole community of CrossFitters, and to me that would feel like punishment. I know that they are so into it, but their body is still doing punishment style exercise. Wouldn't you say? They're still breaking down
It's hard work
muscle.
from what I've seen. And we're
yeah.
going to have Sandy on.
Ooh, I'm excited.
She'll give us this.
Oh, this will be fun to talk to her about because I'm curious about recovery.
Yeah.
There's got to be something that they do after the exercise that can build things up and create more resilience in the recovery time.
Okay. And I don't know. I mean, I can't really make an intelligent comment about CrossFit other than I know they're doing, it's a lot of functional fitness. It's not necessarily, you're not just bench pressing, you're doing lots of functional things as well.
Yeah.
Some of it seems a little extreme, but no, I'm kidding.
Take that out?
A little bit.
Do you want the cough?
That was my fake cough.
That was got it. Okay.
And so, yeah, but the zone 2 thing is we're going to find that kind of, again, that sweet spot between I'm on the treadmill or I'm taking a jog or I'm pedaling my bike, but I'm not to the point where I can't have a conversation with my partner. You know, if we're pedaling next to one another, or if you got your little miniature trampoline and I got my miniature trampoline and we're jumping, we should be able to carry a conversation in a certain zone.
Right.
You know, are we going to talk about wearables and technology?
We can.
Because you can measure and monitor some of these things.
Yeah, you can.
Now.
But I'm so
against
your
heart rate. You can measure your pressure, your you know, glucose monitoring. You can monitor your glucose now and watch how things change.
I have been thinking about getting an Oura ring.
Oh, good, because what you need is more electromagnetic frequency.
So, and that's why I haven't. And we've never had wearables. We've never had Fitbits, Apple Watches, Oura rings, any of that. It could be
and not to knock the people who are into the tech.
It's just something that
I don't want to know, frankly. I don't want to know.
Is that why you don't?
No, I don't want a constant source of EMFs.
Well, and we have seen with our very own eyes what that does to heart rate variability with wearables in the room. Anyways, we're getting way off track. So low intensity cardio is 60 to 70% heart rate.
Okay.
That's the big thing about it. So it's in, it's because what would they normally say for your heart rate? Where do they usually say it should be when you exercise, when it's not zone 2? Like 90? I don't know. Here, I'll check. I thought it was even more than that.
I thought so too. I was thinking like 140.
Yeah.
For a given frame of time.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between high intensity, like short burst hit, they'll call it high intensity interval training, which I like, frankly. I think that's smart.
Yeah, I like that too.
For different people, for different reasons. But it brings your VO2 max up. It brings your heart rate up. It's definitely going to test your mitochondrial function.
Yeah.
Now the challenge though is when you bring things up to high rev, it also is stress.
Right.
In the body.
Exactly.
So it will also elevate cortisol levels. It will also elevate epinephrine and adrenaline and norepinephrine.
And so women, they'll come to me and they will be like, I am working out every day. I also run and I'm doing all these things and I just keep putting on belly fat. And it's cortisol. It's the cortisol from our brains and our bodies don't know the difference between emotional stress and physical stress. It's all stress. And so it all affects the adrenal glands. It all elevates cortisol. And so they are so frustrated because they're the ones that are trying the hardest and doing all the things.
Or they may be very lean and very fit, but they don't sleep very well. They don't digest very well. Their sex hormones are not very balanced. So it's one thing to achieve physical fitness. It's another thing to achieve wellness. They're not always synonyms.
Right. Oh, that's so true. Yeah.
And so, fitness is a component of health, but fit people crash and burn all the time. How many athletes have we seen in the last 5 years?
Yeah, I know.
Teenagers and 20-somethings, professional athletes dropping on the field with heart attacks, and they're very fit. They do the workout, but suddenly they're gone.
Yeah. So the good thing about the low intensity cardio or the zone 2 cardio is it supports mitochondrial function without overdoing it.
Okay.
It is...
it's going to help break down fat. Which who doesn't love that? Metabolic flexibility. I love that terminology, flexibility. The more metabolically flexible we are, the healthier we are overall. And then the recovery without the adrenal stress. Right. Like I said, if I did even just yard work, shoveling snow, one of the things we've seen this year in Ohio is that we had to shovel more snow than we've shoveled in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And snow shoveling with 14 inches of snow is a workout. And that's why, and I didn't get the stats on this, but I'm sure there were people that died in their driveway because they just thought, well, I'm going to go shovel snow.
Yeah.
As opposed to, this is a workout. I need to stretch.
Yes.
I need to warm up. I need to plan ahead. I need to take breaks. And so whether it's physical work that needs done, gardening or yard work or whatever, or whether it's I'm going to go to the gym.
Yeah.
The mindset of that and the impact of that needs to be considered before you just jump right on in.
Absolutely. So the cool thing about the zone 2 cardio is it's less burnout workouts and more energy building movement.
Okay.
So it's more sustainable than, you do your exercise and that energy continues on throughout the day instead of you just kind of crashing and burning or needing to immediately have to rebuild and restore. The thing that I love about it, and this movement snacks is another way of integrating exercise and movement into your life.
In other words, a 2-hour workout would be considered a movement meal.
Feast.
Yeah. And so now we're talking about movement snacks. There's air quotes for those of you who can't see this.
I used to call them exercise snacks, but I like movement snacks. That's awesome.
Right.
So
where you're just doing short.
Right. 2 to 10 minutes short.
Right.
Yeah.
And like maybe not even changing into your spandex and your gym wear.
Just in your regular clothes. Like when I go down and rebound, I do not bother. I just take my shoes off.
Okay.
Like I go down there in my socks and I just bounce and I do it for, 10 minutes is about what it averages at. And that is for a rebounder. That's a good workout actually.
Sure.
And they say that that's a good amount of time.
And for calisthenic things, if you wanted to stop and do 10 push-ups
even
or
against
50
the wall.
push-ups or whatever,
Squats
so part
in
of
the
it,
kitchen while you're waiting for a pot to boil.
Absolutely. So part of that is you don't need. Now, to be fair though, the other side of exercise, I think changing your clothing is part of prepping your mind for a workout. Like I would never go to the gym in my street clothes.
Of course not. No.
But. So, that's a mindset thing. Maybe I'm a weirdo about that, but I'm going to wear gym clothes to the gym.
For sure.
I don't wear them any other place.
Yeah.
I'm not going to wear gym clothes to the grocery. That's just not my style.
Like if I was going to get super sweaty, I would definitely change my clothes. I wouldn't want to ruin my clothes. But when I'm rebounding, I'm not getting super sweaty. I'm enhancing my lymphatic system and I'm getting some good, what is it like when you're on a endorphins. And then also like, when you're on a fast plane and you're going super duper fast, like on Top Gun, and your face gets all pulled back. Is it G-force? What is that?
On your rebounder? Are you high?
I
can feel my face pull back on the rebounder.
No, it's not that. And that's not the same thing that happens.
Adrenaline rush? What are you talking about? Change the topic. I'm going to go off the board. I will take famous movie dogs for 500.
No,
what guys. What are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about the amount of force that when you come down on that rebounder and then you bounce back off of it again.
You mean like Newton's law? Like for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction?
No, I'm going to have to. Okay, we can move.
Yeah, I'm hearing the Top Gun music now on your rebounder.
Hang on. I am going to look this up.
Anyway.
Keep going.
Yeah. But your rebounder, do you feel like your heart rate gets to be up by 70% when you're rebounding?
I think it's right in between.
Do you ever sweat when you're rebounding?
If I go more than 15 minutes, I will start to sweat.
Okay. Which I know you don't like.
I don't like sweating at all.
So we slow down right away.
And that means that I would have to change my clothes because I don't want to sweat in my regular clothes. But I mean, there's other things like I've mentioned before, like I will run up and down my stairs.
Yes.
And I that's great. I don't need anything. I just, instead of
it's movement. It's really not, it's about movement. Getting out of your chair or away from your computer or off of the couch. It's about moving.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Jumping jacks, it's a really easy way to get some good.
Simple. Yeah. Like old school gym class.
Old school. It doesn't, I think that's the thing about the movement snacks is it's more about just simplicity.
Yes.
Don't overcomplicate it. Just take a couple of minutes and do something. If chair yoga is a big thing.
So when there's a commercial on the TV and I got 30 seconds to bust out jumping jacks, that's not a bad way to spend 30 seconds or a minute, however long TV commercials can be.
Right, exactly.
Where you get to learn about all the drugs on the market.
Anyways, turn that part off.
Yeah.
The other thing that I really have always liked is Calinetics. They're really soft, isolated muscle movements. So for toning, and that's also really good too. And you will sweat with that. I don't know that, I think you'd probably increase your heart rate. It wouldn't be considered cardio by any means, but I think you'd still be increasing your heart rate some with that. But that's also a really good thing. And you can do that in your regular clothes, but it's actually more comfortable. It's more like yoga clothes that you'd want to be in. And then, so you talked about functional fitness a little bit already.
Well, and so as opposed to a traditional bodybuilder style workout where you're isolating muscles for stimulation of muscle growth and strength, so you can tell who's doing a bodybuilder type of workout versus who's doing a more functional fitness type of routine. They have different outcomes, I think.
Yeah.
And the desired outcome can be very different. But functional fitness is, as we mature, I will say, doing things that are more functional as opposed to just stimulating muscle growth is going to help you age well. Like I'm not 100% sure when I'm 70 that I need to be bench pressing my body weight or plus, but I do know that I'm going to need to be getting off the floor or out, off the commode.
Yes, exactly.
So there are certain life things that you can train for. And that's where I think functional fitness comes in. There's rotational movements, not just unilateral movements. There's always more than one way. And calisthenics are a great way to increase your functional movement capacity. Stretching, flexibility, strength, they're all things that, and cardio are going to be very, very doable without a huge commitment of time.
Well, and we've done those different things where can you cross your legs?
Can you stand up without your hands? Can you sit on the floor and get up without using no hands?
Right, exactly.
I don't care how you do it. There's 3 or 4 different techniques probably. But if you can get off the floor without your hands,
aging well.
You're going to get old real well.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think I can do it. I haven't tried it for a while, but
I can.
I know you can.
Yeah. But I'm also, to me, it's kind of, I think part of it is flexibility. Like I'm
100%
really
true.
flexible.
Right.
And plus I'm shorter. So I don't have as much to go when I stand up from the ground. Yeah.
Well, but your strength to weight ratio is kind of what matters there too. And technique, like I said, there's ways to get up without using your hands, but you got to get creative sometimes. But
yes, because if you fall down, you need to be able to get up.
But the thing that brought that to my attention is playing with honey. When you're on the floor, getting up can be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And making those old man sounds.
We have made a conscious effort to when we get in and out of the car, we try not to make any noise. Yep. No noise.
From any direction.
Because we didn't realize that's what was happening until then we were picking her up and she would make these noises. It's because we made those noises.
Yeah.
So she kind of called us out on it.
Well, she taught us.
Yeah. She taught us about herself. She was a mirror.
But talk about maybe some...
we can skip over that part because I don't...
We don't want to talk about food or nutrients? We kind of did that last episode. Or historically.
Historically. Yeah. It's... This section was kind of more about hyper-personalized nutrition and microbiome support.
If I'm exercising, do I need to fuel my body differently than when I'm not?
You do.
In what way?
Well, you need protein. You need a lot of protein.
Right, because anytime muscles are getting stronger, they're breaking down. Exactly. The way they get stronger or more toned or bigger is the exercise that you're doing is actually forcing the muscles into a breakdown mode.
Exactly. So it needs to be rebuilt. And also
Which means you don't get bigger in the gym, you get bigger in the kitchen.
Exactly. Or smaller in the kitchen.
Well, yes, depending on the desired outcome.
So yes, protein for the women that I work with, we have the 90, 60, 30, 30, 60, 90. So 90 grams of protein, 60 grams of carbs, and 30 grams of fat if we're looking at a balanced program.
Does it matter how much I weigh?
Not for that. Not for that.
Why are we talking about grams? We don't live in Europe.
Well, how would you do it? Everybody, when people talk about macros, they're talking about grams. That's what's on the nutrition label.
It's just, I was going the pounds to grams.
Oh, gotcha. Well, everybody's got a calculator,
We're America.
A way to do the conversion there.
But the ratio is what you like, 90, 60, 30.
Yep.
It's easy to remember.
It's easy to remember, and it's balanced. Now, for somebody that's bodybuilding and building muscle, they need way more protein than 90.
Would you find that most of your clients or most of the people that you work with are over or under doing protein?
Oh, way under.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are they doing that's over?
Fat.
Yep. Or carbs.
Not smart carbs.
Yeah.
Ultra processed foods, that kind of thing.
Trash.
So we need carbs. We've talked about this before.
True.
Our brains need glucose. We need sugar. We need those carbs, but they need to be smart carbs. So whether that's rice, whether that's
fruit,
heritage grain, sourdough bread, fruit,
Carbohydrates are a necessary part of the game.
They are. So don't be afraid of those.
Protein is going to be probably the one thing that most people are underbaked on.
Yeah, especially in that situation. But then also for people that are exercising, they really need to be careful of their mineral balance. They need to make sure that they're doing electrolytes to support that. I know that you always do a protein shake with some creatine in there after every workout.
Creatine's so good for so many things.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Like, that's one of those things I just never want to run out of. It's good for brain function. It's good for muscle growth and stimulation. It's good for, just a million things.
Yeah. So. Kind of like magnesium. Magnesium is good for so much too.
True.
And then, so individualized macros. So it does, if you're working with somebody, having macros that are designed just for you, depending on your individual wellness goals, I think that's important. But, that's a good gauge. For women, that's a good gauge. For men, they might need to bump that up a little bit. But yeah. And people eating for energy compared to recovery too.
Eating to live versus living to eat. Mm-hmm. And so part of this is too, and I think we kind of started this with the last episode, really just talking about maturation or the aging process. Mm-hmm. But part of that is just about setting a tone so that you can age well. Mm-hmm. There's a big difference between wanting to build muscle. Muscles need to stay strong.
Muscles need to.
If we don't use them, they just wither away, and then it's not good. It's just not good.
Well, it holds everything together.
Well, but it also has to do with bone density. Yeah. You girls that don't have any kind of muscle tone are going to wish you had more bone density at some point as well. So your skeleton will only stay as strong as signals from muscles tell it needs to.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, you don't need to look like a fitness competitor or a bodybuilder, but you need to keep enough tone for your skeleton to say yes to getting out of bed every day.
And that's where the movement snacks come into play. Right on. You can be working your muscles without feeling wiped out.
Yes. Or we don't want to bulk up.
And we don't bulk up. That's right. Just stay with your 3-pounders.
With your little pink 3-pound weights. I don't want to bulk up. But even from a menopausal metabolism standpoint, you girls need to be more active.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you don't need as many hormones. You don't need as many GLP-1s. Yeah. You don't need as many supplements if you're doing things in the kitchen and exercise-wise to keep us healthy.
And you'll notice too, some muscles are about strength. Mm-hmm. Like, can I open the lid on this pickle jar?
Right.
Versus endurance. Can I go for a 2-mile walk?
Without huffing and puffing.
Without losing it.
Yeah.
So like I said, the trick is really just to find a sweet spot that says, here's how I'm pushing hard enough, but not so hard that I break it down and can't recover. But movement is king. Park farther from the door that you're going to at the store. You don't have to have some elaborate gymnasium plan, but you do got to move. Mm-hmm. You do got to do a little homework. AI, you can ask AI or ask the internet on here's my age, here's my weight, here's my height, and here's my goals.
Right. Yeah.
And so you can get there's an app you can put on your phone that says, here's how I can do these things. Mm-hmm. There's wearable technology if you want to measure it to that nth degree.
Right.
But the reality is fat, dumb, and stupid is no way to wind it down.
Yeah.
We got to stay in sharp condition. We got to stay in the game if we want to
find why that's important to you.
Reasons matter.
Reasons matter.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have a reason to do these things to attach your actions to, then you're not going to do it.
There's got to be a why.
Yeah, there's got to be that why. Yeah.
And it might be for your grandkids, or it might be, you want to see them graduate, or you want to be at their weddings, or you want to,
yeah. Whatever it is.
The question is not, are we going to get old?
Yeah.
The question is how well. Mm-hmm. And the choices we make now are the things that help us stack it up in our favor to say, I plan on getting old really well. I plan on sticking around for you as long as I can stick around. I don't want you to have to wheel me somewhere. Mm-hmm. I don't want to have you managing me. I want to be able to manage myself.
Yeah. Anti-fragile aging.
Yeah.
I like it.
Good choices now. It just makes better choices or better outcomes later.
No regrets.
Yeah.
Because we know, and so we should do.
Yeah, you can look around and see really good examples both ways. Here's what I don't want to do. Here's
find
what I do want to do.
Find somebody to inspire you.
People do things for one of two reasons. They're either trying to get something or they're trying to not get something.
Avoid, yeah.
Yeah. And so some people are going to work hard because they don't want the wheelchair and the drill bucket. Mm-hmm. Some people are going to work hard because they still want to be riding their bicycle at 85 or 90 years old.
Yep.
So the desired outcome matters. The reasons you attach to them matters. And the choices you make along the way, they just all stack up.
Keep wearing high heels.
Only on Saturday nights. You can wear them whenever you want.
Thanks. All right, you guys.
I'm there. Where? What do we want people to do?
Like, subscribe, comment, and follow. I think I did that in a different order.
Blah, blah, blah.
And don't forget blah, blah, blah. We'll have a prize for you going out next week.
Announce it next week.
Thanks, friends. We appreciate you. Bye.
See ya.